Write this down. Be careful with it. A marriage without boundaries has no government. Say that with me. If your marriage has no boundaries, it has no government. Say it again. I can't hear you. Say it like you want your house to live. Your marriage needs boundaries because your marriage needs government. Government is order. Government is jurisdiction. Government is who decides who speaks and when. Romans 13:1 says, there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. If God runs his kingdom by government, how do you think your house will survive by vibes and feelings? Oh, I'm in trouble already. Hear me. In-laws are not the enemy an ungoverned marriage is. Your mother is not Jezebel. Your father-in-law is not Pharaoh. The vacuum is the villain. Where there is no boundary, there will be invasion, not because people are evil, but because nature hates a vacuum. Proverbs 25:28 declares, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down and without walls. No walls, no city. No boundaries, no marriage. Don't get quiet on me now. I'll come down there and talk to somebody who wants their house back. I met a couple. Let me give you their names. David and Alina. Every decision passed through 3 kitchens, his mother's stove, her mother's pantry, and their empty dining room. They fought every week and they blamed the parents. I asked one question. Where is your constitution? Who holds the key to the front door? Silence. They had a covenant without a cabinet, love without laws. Are you hearing me? They didn't need new in-laws. They needed a new government. This is our assignment tonight. To establish your home government, to define jurisdictions, to write protocols, and to put scripts in your mouth you can use before you sleep. Not next year, tonight. Genesis 2:24 says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Leave and cleave is jurisdictional language. It doesn't cancel honor, it clarifies authority. You honor parents. You don't outsource your parliament to them. I want you to feel the weight of this. Some of you are bleeding in your marriage, not from swords, but from silence, no stated borders, no agreed procedures, no unified speech. So hear the charge. If your marriage has no boundaries, it has no government. Say it again. This is the thesis, the headline, the cornerstone. And here's the promise. We will build the cabinet of your home. We will name the offices. We will draft the access policy for that door. We will settle the finance protocol. We will script the phone calls. And we will put a 30-day calendar on your refrigerator. By the time we finish, you will not guess, you will govern. Lift your head. Your house is not a battlefield. It is a nation. And tonight, we seek the government. Now let's appoint the first office. Husband. I want you to hear it the way heaven wrote it. Husband, house bond. House plus bond. One who bonds the house together. Not the loudest one. Not the tallest one. The bonding one. Your first task is not to impress. Your first task is to join. To take 2 histories, 2 bank accounts, 2 sets of parents, 2 calendars, and bond them into one household. Glue, that's your mandate. What does glue do? Glue stabilizes. When the wood wants to warp, glue says stay. Glue unifies. When edges are jagged, glue makes a seam. Glue takes responsibility for cohesion. If it falls apart, no one blames the paint. They ask about the bond. Are you the bond, sir, or are you the breeze blowing through the cracks? Don't get quiet. If you are the husband, you are the house bond. Say it in your heart. The house should be bonded together by the house bond. Ephesians 5:25 says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Christ did not flirt with the church. He fused himself to her. He made us one body. That's glue. Mark 3:25 warns, if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Division exposes the absence of bonding. And Paul lays the qualification plain. If a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? 1 Timothy 3-5. Management of the home is the greatest test of a man's leadership because management is bonding under pressure. Let me confront you lovingly. If the house bond won't bond, a parent will. If you won't set the seam, someone else will become the center. Who holds the spare key? Who gets called first when there is a conflict? Who funds the decision that changes the thermostat, the daycare, the dinner table? Is it your mother? Is it your wife's father? Then they are quietly functioning as the bond. And you will resent them while you recruited them with your silence. Oh, I'm in trouble now, but I'm helping you. I met a young man named Marcus. Great heart, weak bond. His mother had a key, his wife had a question, and no one had a meeting. So holidays were tribunals, not celebrations. I asked Marcus, are you paying for the school of that baby? Are you protecting your wife's mind from outside pressure? Are you the first call when fear knocks? He looked at the floor. Hear me, provision is glue, protection is glue, presence is glue. All you want is influence without investment. That's not a husband, that's a hobby. Glue is humble. Glue is patient. Glue gets applied to both sides and holes while it cures. That means you initiate unity conversations. You listen. You align. You seal. You preside. You don't tyrannize. You consult your vice president. You don't surprise her. Your job is like glue. You are responsible for gluing the family together. Because when two become one, the bond is sacred. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, Joshua 24-15. Now be the bond, sir, before another hand takes your place. Now that the bond is set, we must build the boardroom. Order is not optional. Love needs lanes. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Structure neutralizes interference. Clear roles. Create clear boundaries. Write this down. The home is a corporation. Not cold, not mechanical. It is organized love. Husband, you are the president. Wife, you are the vice president. Children, you are the board members. Parents and in-laws, you are the advisory council. Honored, respected, but not executive. If you mix these seats, you invite a coup. Don't get quiet on me. I'm saving your dinners from becoming depositions. President. Hear the word. President means to preside, to sit before, to convene, to coordinate, to keep the center from collapsing. It does not mean to control. It does not mean to bark orders. It means you set the agenda of unity. You call the meetings. You protect the mission. You make sure every department, finance, faith, food, and future is aligned. You preside. You don't own or control. You preside over the house. And you do not act without getting advice from your wife. If you make decisions in isolation, you are not presiding, you are hiding. Ephesians 5:25 commands you to love as Christ loved. He listened, he led, he laid himself down. That's how a president behaves. Vice president, hear the etymology with me. Vice president, advice. She brings the advice toward the president. She is not a secretary taking minutes. She is a strategist giving direction. Proverbs 31 says, she considers a field and buys it. She opens her mouth with wisdom. Wisdom sits in the vice presidency. Her counsel is not optional decoration. It is the safety system. When she says pause and review, you don't push, you preside by listening. She is your first advisor, your co-architect, your internal auditor. Honor her office. Children, you are on the board. That means you inform them. You don't ignore them. Age-appropriate transparency forms character. You brief them on values, on schedules, on why we tithe, why we save, why we honor. You develop their discernment without dumping adult burdens on their backs. Fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Ephesians 6:4. Boards are trained, not tricked. Invite their questions. Disciple their curiosity. But hear me, board members don't write policy, they learn the policy. Parents and in-laws, you are the advisory council. The Bible says, honor your father and mother. Ephesians 6:2. Honor is a command, control is not. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. Proverbs 15:22. Counsel establishes, it does not execute. Advisors don't sign the checks, hold the keys, or issue directives in your house. They recommend, you decide. If your mother is writing your budget, if your father-in-law is setting your thermostat, then the advisory council has seized the presidency because the president refused to preside. Let's diagnose. Who calls the meetings in your home, the calendar, or your courage? Who drafts policy, the group chat or the cabinet? Who has voting rights, your pillow partner or your parents? Write the org chart and heaven will back your order. Leave and cleave forms the jurisdiction. Honor and counsel form the culture. Structure neutralizes interference. Clear roles create clear boundaries. Put the chairs in the right place and watch the noise quiet down. Now we set the borders in the spirit. Write this down. Leave, then cleave. Not cleave while you're still living under another jurisdiction. Leave is jurisdictional. Cleave is governmental. Genesis 2:24 declares, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Jesus repeats it in Matthew 19:5 as constitutional law for marriage. The Hebrew word for cleave is daba, to stick, to adhere, to pursue closely. That's glue language again. House bond. Are you hearing me? Leave means you exit one authority for another. Cleave means you establish a new authority under God. Say this quietly in your spirit. Honor remains, control does not. Do not confuse honor with governance. Ephesians 6:2. Honor thy father and mother. That is eternal. Honor looks like gratitude, deference, listening, financial blessing when able. Governance is different. Governance is who sets policy, who holds keys, who signs checks, who determines bedtime, budget, and boundaries in your home, who has the gavel in your living room. If it's not you and your wife together under God, then you have not left, you have only relocated. Don't get quiet on me. You can live in a different zip code and still be under your mother's thermostat. Here's the apostolic test. The Holy Spirit through Paul says, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? 1 Timothy 3:4-5. Titus 1:6 echoes it. Public leadership waits until private leadership is in order. You want a microphone, but your marriage has no borders. You want a title, but your table has no protocol. Management of the home is the greatest test of a man's leadership, say it again, until it rebukes your ambition and rescues your house. Let me give you the honor protocol so you don't weaponize rebellion and call it cleaving. Gratitude goes up, governance stays in house. We thank our parents, we invite their counsel, we bless them on birthdays and burdens. We receive wisdom, but we do not outsource decisions. When a parent offers money with strings attached, you honor the gift by clarifying the boundary. We are grateful. We cannot trade headship for help. When a mother calls to overrule a policy, the house bond answers, we love you. In this house, we follow what we agreed. That is not dishonor. That is jurisdiction. Ruth clung to Naomi saying, where you go, I will go. But when she married Boaz, her cleaving transferred. Cleave creates a new government where honor is given but control is retained. Who do you cleave to at conflict? Who gets your first call, your covenant, or your childhood? Are you paying for the school of that baby? Are you protecting your spouse's mind from third-party pressure? If not, you are honoring sentiment while abandoning government. Tonight, leave well, cleave strong, and let heaven recognize your jurisdiction. Now that jurisdiction is clear, we must inspect the walls. Find the leaks. Ecclesiastes 10:8 warns, whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. If the hedge is broken, something will bite your marriage. Song of Solomon 2:15 says, catch us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. It's the little leaks that invite large governance from the outside. In-laws are not the enemy. Unsealed borders are. So let's audit your house. Don't get quiet on me. This is where we stop spiritualizing what we keep tolerating. Who has house keys? List them now. If your mother has a key and your spouse feels unsafe, that's a leak. If your father-in-law has a garage code and your wife doesn't have a sense of first right of entry, that's a leak. Who sets the holiday schedules? If the group chat dictates Christmas and you two negotiate the leftovers, that's a leak. Who names the baby? If you bow to a name to avoid a Thanksgiving argument while your covenant voice went silent, that is not tradition, that's quiet governance. Who disciplines your kids? If you say no sugar and grandma texts, come to Nana, I'll fix it, and the child learns to appeal to another court, that's a leak. Who approves purchases over your agreed limit? Secret side approvals are not help. They are alternate government. Let's talk triangulation. Do you or your spouse send secret text for permission after the cabinet has already decided? Mom, he said no. What do you think? That's a leak. Dad, she wants to homeschool. Should I push back? That's a leak. Are gifts used to override policy? Take the money and ignore your husband. I know what's best. That's not generosity. That's jurisdictional theft dressed as kindness. Luke 16:10 says, he that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. If you leak in the little, you will lose in the large. Stop calling manipulation mentorship. Provision, test, house bond. Look me in the eye. Are you paying for that baby's school? Are you feeding that child? Are you carrying the budget you approve with your vice president? If not, you have already ceded leverage. Proverbs 22:7 exposes the dynamic. The borrower is servant to the lender. If your mother funds your rent, don't be surprised when she tries to revise your rules. If your father bought the car and holds the title, he will assume the right to set the curfew. Gratitude is holy, but provision is government. Step into your office or someone else will impersonate you. I met Chris and Janelle, beautiful couple, leaky borders. His mother named their son because it's our family name. Their daughter's bedtime moved whenever grandma visited because she only sees them twice a week. Janelle discovered late night texts where decisions were pre-approved outside the cabinet, then announced in the morning as wisdom. Hear me, nobody stormed their house, they left the door ajar. Fear of conflict is not peace, it is permission for invasion. So diagnose. Tonight, list every key, physical and digital. Who has codes, passwords, pass-through, access to your emotions. List who funds what. List every place a third party can overrule a policy with a text, a check, or a casserole. Right where secrecy lives. Nehemiah walked the walls at night to see the breaches before he built. You must do the same. Stand in the gap. Ezekiel 22 for your own house. Locate the leaks where provision, access, or secrecy. Let outsiders run your house and call them what they are. Unauthorized government. Once you see them, you can seal them. But first, see them. Now that you've seen the breaches, we must seal the mouth of the wall. Hear me, the next leak is not the door, it's the dialogue. Cabinet covenant. The cabinet is the private room where rulers agree before nations hear. Covenant is a binding agreement that sets what we say and how we say it. Write this down. One voice in public, two voices in private. I can't hear you say it again until it offends your pride and heals your house. Amos 3:3 asks, can two walk together except they be agreed? If you won't agree in the cabinet, you will be embarrassed in the courtyard. Rule number 1, never contradict your spouse in front of parents. I said never. Don't get quiet on me. I know that spirit of, well, they needed to know the truth. No, they needed to see your unity. Now I beseech you, brethren, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you. 1 Corinthians 1:10. Public unity, private clarity, debate in the cabinet, decide in the cabinet, then deliver as one. If you correct your covenant partner in front of the advisory council, you just deputize the council to run your house. Is your wife one of them? Is your husband one of them? Or are you still campaigning with your parents against your own government? Here is your default line. Memorize it, marry it, say it together. Thank you, we will discuss and get back to you together. Say it again louder. That sentence is a shield. It honors counsel while protecting jurisdiction. Proverbs 31:11 says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her. Safety includes not being ambushed by your spouse's rebuttal at the dinner table. When a parent offers an instruction, a check, or a criticism, the house bond speaks first, the vice president nods in unity, and both deploy the line. Thank you, we will discuss and get back to you together. Now schedule the engine that powers this unity, the weekly cabinet meeting. Pick a fixed day and hour, guard it like church, 30 to 60 minutes. Agenda, calendars first, who goes where and when. Money second, what's coming in, what's going out, what we will not borrow. Parenting third, discipline. Bedtime, schooling, screens. Messaging last, what we are saying to family this week. Before parents ever hear it, you two have already agreed it. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. Proverbs 27:23. Diligence prevents drama. Let me give you the scene. Mom says at Sunday lunch, we've decided the baby will be christened at our church next month. Old you snaps back, no, we're not. New government smiles. Thank you, we will discuss and get back to you together. Later in private, you debrief with honor and honesty. Swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. James 1:19. You align scripture, values, budget, and timing. Then you respond as one. If one of you slips and contradicts in public, the house bond gently intercepts. We spoke too soon. Allow us to circle back together. Recover unity immediately. And Riven, don't perform division for an audience. Hear the warning. A two-tongued marriage is a double-minded nation. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1-8. Children learn which court to appeal to. Parents learn which gap to widen. Demons love divided statements. So set a watch at your mouth. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Psalm 141-3. Ephesians 4:29 commands, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, including public contradiction that corrupts covenant. House bond, convene. Vice president, bring your advice. Add means toward. Bring your wisdom toward your husband. Agree in the cabinet. Announce as one. One voice to the outside preserves one heart on the inside. Tonight, write the sentence, set the meeting, and seal the mouth of your government. Your unity is your border is your peace. Now, post a guard at the border, the door. Nehemiah said gatekeepers that they should not open the gates till the sun was hot. Nehemiah 7-3. That's policy. Write this down. Keys are governance. Whoever holds the key holds a claim. If you gave out keys in the name of convenience, retrieve them in the name of government. Log who holds one, not rumors, records. One key set in the cabinet. No copies without cabinet consent. And those keys are for emergencies, blood, fire, police, not for I was in the neighborhood. Revelation 3:20 shows the kingdom protocol. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If Jesus knocks, your mother must knock. Don't get quiet. I'm rescuing peace. Access is authority. Say it. If they can enter unannounced, they can rule uninvited. So we set an announce before arrival policy. Text or call first. We agree together if now works or when it will. Not to be rude, to be righteous. Proverbs 25:17 is blunt. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee and so hate thee. Love has limits to protect love. Visits have windows and end times. We would love to see you Saturday 3 to 5. Not open-ended marathons that trample bedtime, budgets, and bonding. You are not closing your heart. You are closing the gate at the right hour so the garden can grow. Hospitality in this house is generous and governed. Hear me, God loves strangers, and so do we, but even God sets doorways. He told Israel, one law and one ordinance shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourneth. Numbers 15:16. One law, one standard. Guest standards are house standards. Shoes off means shoes off for everybody. No food in the living room means no food for grandpa too. Baby sleep means baby sleep. If you make exceptions for personalities, you create alternate authorities. And the child learns to obey the loudest relative instead of the clear rule. Joshua 24:15. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Serving the Lord looks like serving the rules that keep this house sane. Now let's walk through the moments that test your border. Surprise knock at 8:45 p.m. on a school night. Old you opens and apologizes to order. New government smiles through the door and says, we love you. Tonight doesn't work. Let's see you Sunday 3 to 5. That's honor plus policy. Parent with a key attempts entry while you're showering. House bond, that's a breach. You change the code, retrieve the key, and explain. Keys are for emergencies only. From now on, please text before you come. We will confirm a time together. They may frown. You must not fold. Calm is your power. Consistency is your proof. Set your border policy in writing. Who holds keys? What defines emergency? How to announce? Visit windows, end times, guest standards. Post it on the fridge. Review it in the cabinet. Repeat it at the door. Say it with me. Clear access rules prevent surprise rulemaking by anyone else. Louder. Clear access rules prevent surprise rulemaking by anyone else. You are not against family, you are for government. And when the gate is governed, the garden can finally rest. We have guarded the door, now we must guard the drawer. The loudest key to your house is not metal, it is money. Write this down and say it back to me. If they fund it, they will run it. Louder. If they fund it, they will run it. Don't get quiet on me, you know I'm right. Proverbs 22:7 exposes the power line. The borrower is servant to the lender. If you submit the budget to another, you just submitted your boundaries. Finance is not about luxury, it's about jurisdiction. Provision proves leadership. Hear the word with me, provision. For the vision. Money is how you say yes to the mission God gave your government. 1 Timothy 5:8 lays it bare. If any provide not for his own, he had denied the faith. That's not condemnation, that's calibration. Housebound, you must fund what you govern. Vice president, you must advise how to fund it. Luke 14:28 asks, who intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counted the cost? A budget is not a prison, it is a constitution for your cash who decides where it goes and why. So here is the protocol. Build a budget that removes leverage. Every dollar gets an assignment before the month begins. Giving, saving, housing, food, transport, schooling, margin. Downsize if you must to upsize your sovereignty. Sell the image to buy authority. Delay the purchase to deliver peace. Start an emergency fund so your first phone call in a crisis isn't to a parent who wants voting rights. Automatic savings is automatic dignity. Gratitude we keep. Governance we do not outsource. Now the gift policy, honor without a hook. We accept gifts with thanks. We do not accept conditions as commandments. If a string appears, we cut it or we return it. A gift we cannot return is a contract we did not read. Your script, put it in your mouth right now. We're grateful for support. Decisions remain with us. If funding requires control, we will decline respectfully. Say it again till your spine hears it. When a parent offers recurring money, you answer as a cabinet, thank you for your generosity. We'll review this together, and if it threatens our unity or policies, we'll decline. Our love is not for sale. Let me walk into your kitchen. Mom says, I'll pay the daycare, but I choose the daycare. That is not help. That's headship with a receipt. Return the leverage. We thank you, but we will select our child care. If the gift requires control, we will cover it ourselves. Dad buys the car and keeps the title, then schedules your weekends. That title is a tether. Sell it if you must. Replace it modestly. Regain your motion. Better a paid-off sedan with sovereignty than a financed chariot with a driver in your living room. And don't weaponize honor to excuse dependency. Honor your parents with generosity as you are able. Birthday blessings, practical help, respect in words and deeds without inviting governance. Honor the Lord with thy substance, Proverbs 3-9. And he will honor your borders, count the cost, sign the budget, tame the appetite, and speak the script. Provision proves leadership. Financial independence protects boundaries. I can't hear you say it again. Provision proves leadership. Financial independence protects boundaries. Now govern your money so your money doesn't govern your marriage. Now we move from the drawer to the daily drill, the operations manual of your house. Write this down. No triangulation zones. Triangulation, three angle corners. It's when a third corner becomes the court. The child asks daddy. Daddy says no. Child runs to Nana to bend the no into a maybe. That's not cute. That's a constitutional crisis. Let your yea be yea and your nay, nay. Matthew 5:37. Consistency is protection. Say it with me. Consistent rules close the back door where alternate governments sneak in. I can't hear you say it again. Parenting first. In this government, the cabinet sets policy. The advisory council supports policy. Ephesians 6:4. Fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Nurture is structure with love. Admonition is instruction with consequence. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Training requires one standard. Grandparents are honored advisors, not substitute governors. Deuteronomy 6:7 says, you teach your children diligently when thou sittest, walkest, liest down, risest up. That's your office, mother and father. Advisors reinforce the lesson you wrote, not write a new one behind your back. Here is the rule of the house for the little foxes that spoil the vine, Song of Solomon 2:15. We don't do hidden sweets, hidden screens, or hidden bedtimes. If it's a rule in this house, it's a rule in yours when you visit, and it's the rule when they visit you. No secret candy and purses after a cabinet. No iPad slide under the table because they were so good. No, stay up late at Nana's after you set lights out at 8. Love without limits breeds contempt for leadership. God is not the author of confusion, 1 Corinthians 14:33, and neither is your kitchen. Script for the advisory council. We love how you love them. In our house, screens end at 7. Sweets after dinner only. Lights out at 8. Please back us up. If you have a concern, bring it to us privately. Now, holidays where guilt tries to govern. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything there is a season. Put seasons on paper. Pre-plan rotations and hosting rules. Then publish the calendar early so emotion can rewrite policy. January or at least by March, send the family memo. This year, Thanksgiving at mom's side, Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Christmas Eve with dad's side, 4:08 p.m. Christmas morning, at home only, 7:11 a.m. Then open house 2:05 p.m. New Year's at home, phones off, clear windows, clear end times, no split mornings. The peace of God shall rule umpire your hearts, Colossians 3:15, and your calendar will enforce it. When the tug of war begins, but we've always done breakfast with us, your one voice replies, thank you for understanding. We set the schedule together back in March. We'll see you at 2. You are not rejecting family, you are respecting order. Teach the children to court. When a child appeals to grandma after a no, you intercept calmly. Sweetheart, we don't shop decisions. You asked the cabinet answered. Then the grandma with honor, please support our no. If you see something we miss, tell us privately. If a parent changes the rule in your presence, house bond speaks first, vice president nods. In this house, we keep our word. We'll follow the rule we set, then we can discuss. Proverbs 25:28 warns, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down and without walls. Your word is your wall is your safety. Set it, say it, and stick to it. One standard for kids, parents, and grandparents alike. One calendar spoken early and kept faithfully. One script that honors while holding the line. Consistent rules close the back door where alternate governments sneak in louder. Consistent rules close the back door where alternate governments sneak in. Keep the court in the cabinet. Keep the covenant in command. And watch your holidays turn from tribunals into testimonies. House bond, take the mic. The spokesman of the government must speak first. Husband, house bond, the one who bonds the house together by voice, by vision, by verifiable words. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Order begins with who talks when relatives knock on the gates of your government. You don't hide behind your wife. You don't feed your parents to your wife for breakfast. You stand, you honor, you draw the line with grace. A soft answer turns away wrath, Proverbs 15:1. But a soft spine invites takeover. Speak soft, stand strong. Here is your honor with boundary voice. Put it in your mouth now. Mom, Dad, thank you for your wisdom. I preside over our home. I'll take your advice and respond after my cabinet meeting with my wife. Preside means you sit before decisions, not over people. You listen with respect, then you circle back with unity. If they push for an on-the-spot ruling, you repeat calmly, thank you, we'll discuss and get back to you together. Honor up, governance stays in house. Honor thy father and mother, Ephesians 6:2, and hold fast to your wife, Genesis 2:24. Both are scripture. Your sentence protects both. Access, next. Keys and calendars are not casual. They are constitutional. Your lines say it just like this. We love your visits. We're moving to scheduled time so we can host you well. Please text before coming. If there has been a history of surprise entries, add keys are for emergencies only. From now on, please knock or call first. Even the Lord says, behold, I stand at the door and knock, Revelation 3:20. If Jesus' models announce before entry, so do parents. If they test the door at 9 p.m., you respond with warmth in a window. Tonight doesn't work. Let's see you Saturday, 3 to 5. We can't wait. Love with limits is still love. Money. Now, this is where many men sell their scepter. Your government script. We're grateful. If help requires control, we will handle it ourselves. Our unity is non-negotiable. Proverbs 22:7 already told you the borrower is servant to the lender. And 1 Timothy 5-8 commands provision as proof, not pride. When an offer arrives with strings, I'll pay, but I'll choose. You answer, thank you for your generosity. We'll decide together. If funding requires control, we must decline. Gratitude without governance. If it's recurring support, you add, we'll review and let you know after our budget meeting. We will not trade headship for help. Cut triangulation with clarity. When counsel bypasses you to your spouse, you intercept, please bring advice to me first. We speak as one and we will answer as one. When criticism appears in the group text, you de-escalate. Family, thank you, we received your thoughts. We'll discuss privately and respond together. Let your communication be yay, yay, nay, nay, Matthew 5:37, no side deals, no split statements, one government. If pushback rises, boy, don't forget who raised you. You stand in honor and repeat, I remember and I'm grateful. Now I must lead what God has given me. We will get back to you after we talk. Calm is your authority. Consistency is your enforcement. The house bond speaks first and sets the tone. Respectful, firm, unified. Say it till your spirit believes it, then say it till your parents respect it. Vice President, step forward. Write that word down, Vice President. Vice does not mean second class. It means you sit beside the president to secure the vision. And your tool of state is advice. Ad means toward you. Bring your wisdom toward the leader, not away from him. Proverbs 14:1 says, every wise woman buildeth her house. Your mouth is mortar or wrecking ball. Don't get quiet on me. The way you speak to your parents about your husband is either bonding the bricks or loosening the wall. Here is your first line, the unity shield. Put it in your mouth now. We've decided to handle this together. Please direct suggestions to us as a couple. Say it again, louder. That sentence moves the conversation from the hallway into the cabinet. Amos 3:3 asks, can two walk together except they be agreed? When a parent drops a directive, tell them to do it this way. You smile, honor, and return the ball to your government. We decided to handle this together. Please direct suggestions to us as a couple. You are not dodging wisdom. You are directing traffic to the proper court. Protection next. Because the enemy loves slander dressed as concern. When comparisons and cut downs come, he's not like your sister's husband. He should make more. Why did he choose that church? You do not giggle and let your covenant bleed. You stand in grace and steel. Please don't speak about my husband that way. Our covenant requires honor in both directions. Ephesians 5:33 commands, let the wife see that she reverence her husband. Reverence is not silence, it is defense. You can say it soft, but you must say it sure. If they press, we're only telling the truth. You repeat, please don't speak about my husband that way. Our covenant requires honor in both directions. We welcome counsel. Dishonor is off limits. A soft answer turns away wrath, Proverbs 15:1. But a soft boundary invites repeat offenders. Now, the boundary closed, the constitutional clause you sign with your tongue. We honor you. We don't outsource decisions. We'll inform you after we agree. Genesis 2:24 already set the jurisdiction, leave then cleave. That doesn't cancel parents, it cancels control. So when mom buys flights without consulting, or dad promises the kids a school you didn't approve, you answer, we honor you. We don't outsource decisions. We'll inform you after we agree. If they offer money with a map attached, I'll fund it, then I'll choose it. You return gratitude without governance. We're grateful, we'll decide together. If help requires control, we must decline. Guard the lanes of access. If your parents text you privately to retry a cabinet, no, just say yes if you won't tell him. You don't play secret prime minister. You reroute. We've decided to handle this together. Please direct suggestions to us as a couple. If a group chat lights up with critique, you de-escalate with dignity. Thank you for your care. We'll discuss privately and respond together. Proverbs 31:26 says of the wise woman, in her tongue is the law of kindness. Kindness is not compliance to chaos. It is law, policy with grace. Vice President, your advice protects the vision. Your speech polices the borders. Your honor disarms intruders. Say it with me, one voice in public, two voices in private. Again, one voice in public, two voices in private. Use the unity line to consolidate, the protection line to defend, and the boundary close to finalize. The Vice President uses advice power to protect unity and uphold House policy. Now take your seat beside your husband, agree in the cabinet, and let your words build a house you vowed to keep. Now hear the hard truth with love. Boundaries don't exist until you enforce them with consequences and calm. Say it back to me, louder. Consequences and calm, not anger, not avoidance governance. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Order includes what you do when order is ignored. Your first tool is the 3R response. Write it down. Stop, restate, reset, stop, interrupt kindly. Mom, I love you. Please pause a moment. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Not a shout, a stop. Restate, name the boundary. In our home, we don't discuss discipline in front of the kids. Or we schedule visits in advance. Or we don't receive conditional gifts. Reset, set the next step. We're happy to continue this meal if we can keep the rule. Or tonight won't work. Let's see you Saturday 3 to 5. Or we'll pay for this ourselves and revisit later. Stop, restate, reset, practice it till it's muscle memory. When the 3R is ignored, we climb the accountability ladder. Step 1, verbal reminder, gentle, specific, present tense. We need you to knock before coming in. Keys are for emergencies only. Step 2, pause visits for a defined period, not punishment protection. We're going to pause unannounced visits for the next 4 weeks while we reinforce our schedule. We love you. We'll host you on the 15th, 3 to 5. Romans 12:18 says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Peace sometimes requires a pause. Step 3, written clarity. Put the policy in black and white so feelings don't edit facts. Family, here is our access policy, finance policy, and communication protocol. We honor you. We don't outsource decisions. Please direct suggestions to us together. Future visits will be scheduled. Keep it short, respectful, repeatable. Matthew 5:37, let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. Step 4, mediated conversation if needed. Matthew 18:15-16 gives the pattern. Go to them. If they won't hear, take 1 or 2 with you. A pastor, elder, or trusted counselor can help translate honor into practice. Not to gang up, but to gain agreement. Now, the heart posture, compassion without compromise. Keep your voice warm, your eyes kind, your spine straight. Ephesians 4:26, be angry and sin not. You can be firm without being foul. Do not retaliate with insult. Do not recruit cousins to your corner. Do not post your pain. The cabinet stays holy. Keep giving honor where it is due. Remember birthdays, send photos, speak well, but don't reopen the gate you just secured. Love stays warm while lines stay firm. And you must endure. Some tests are not one time. They are patterns. Galatians 6-9 comforts you. Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Endure with the same sentence, the same smile, the same schedule. If they push today, you repeat today. If they push next month, you repeat next month. Calm is your crown. Consistency is your credibility. Boundaries don't exist until you enforce them with consequences and calm. Say it again. Now go home and govern. Now we seal it covenant and calendar. Write this down. Boundaries don't become reality until they are written, dated, and declared together. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. If it isn't in ink, it will melt in feelings. If it isn't on the calendar, it will be swallowed by chaos. Make boundaries real by writing them, calendaring them, and saying them together. This week, 7 days of government. Day 1, retrieve keys. Don't argue, act. House bond. You take responsibility. We love you. Keys are now for emergencies only. Please knock or text before coming. Revelation 3:20, Jesus knocks. If Christ models a boundary, your relatives can honor one. Day 2, write your cabinet covenant. Husband as house bond, wife as vice president, parents as honored advisors. 1 page, roles, access policy, finance protocol, communication rules, signature lines. Date it. Ecclesiastes 5:4 warns about vows, so make it, mean it, manage it. Day 3, schedule your weekly cabinet meeting. Same day, same hour, every week, 30 minutes. Agenda posted, budget, calendar, children, access. 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. Day 4, send a unified family message. 1 voice, 2 signatures. We love you. Here are our visiting windows, access policy, and how to share advice. Please direct suggestions to us together. We'll host you well. Yay, yay, nay, nay, Matthew 5:37. Day 5, rehearse scripts out loud, in the mirror, together, soft tone, steel spine. Day 6, practice the policy, announce a visit window, close on time, and bless as they go. Day 7, rest the gate, no new negotiations. Review, pray, and reaffirm the covenant. This month, 4 weeks of momentum. Week 1 is done. Week 2, budget for independence. Proverbs 22:7, the borrower is servant to the lender. Build a starter emergency fund. Cut dependency lines. Downsize for sovereignty. Luke 14:28, count the cost. Provision is provision, resource aligned to the mission. Week 3, set and publish the holiday calendar. Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season. Put seasons on paper early, rotations, hosting windows, travel limits. Send it with love. As for me and my house, Joshua 24:15 includes a December that doesn't drown your January. Week 4, publish guest and childcare standards. 1 law for everyone in your house. Numbers 15:16. Shoes off is shoes off. Screens off is screens off. Bedtime is bedtime. Post it on the fridge. Share it with caregivers and thank them for support. Consistency is kindness to children and clarity to elders. Scoreboard for sanity. Keys retrieved check. Covenant sign check. Cabinet meeting schedule check. Unified message sent check. Budget executed check. Holiday calendar public check. Guests, child care standards posted check. Review it every Sunday evening. 5 minutes, hand in hand. 1 Timothy 3-4-5 raises the bar. One that ruleth well his own house. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Home before pulpit. Management of the home is the greatest test of leadership, period. Now I want your mouth to marry your mandate. Repeat after me. Management of the home is the greatest test of my leadership. I can't hear you again. Management of the home is the greatest test of my leadership. Louder till your spine believes it. Management of the home is the greatest test of my leadership. Husband, house bond, glue it. Wife, vice president, advise it. Parents, honored advisors, bless it. Make boundaries real by writing them, calendaring them, and saying them together. Sign the covenant, set the calendar, speak the scripts. Then keep doing it. Same sentence, same smile, same schedule, until peace becomes the culture of your home.